Alright, what's up, bro? Today, I'm gonna be talking about 5 steps that I took to get over a breakup. So this video is about how to get over a breakup and the truth about the red pill. Alright, so a lot of you watching this probably just, I think recently got over a breakup. And recent could even, recent is just like this girl, this guy's on your mind, right? I'm assuming you're a guy if you're watching these videos because it's more like male catered. So basically, like the red pill is about female nature, right? Female nature and how to get a rotation, this sort of leveling up. It's not all the way leveling up, but it's like leveling up in the pursuit of getting girls, right? And I just to give you some background, it was some Reddit's like subreddit. I don't know what's called. Like, I don't use Reddit, right? It started on Reddit, and like YouTubers like Steph is Cold and Hamza and all these other YouTubers in the like male self-improvement space. My bad. They started talking about it more, right? So once they started talking about it, it got more popular and more popular. And I used to search it up like I was in the same position as you, man. I had a breakup, and I was searching on YouTube how to get over a breakup or how to do these certain things. I remember I searched up how to grow a beard, right? As you can see right now, I'm 18, by the way. You can see at this age, I have like a full beard. I used to search up how to grow a beard, and I saw stuff is called. So you guys will go watch that video if you really search up how to get a beard. Stuff is cold. And because look, I'm just saying it took like a year or two, but regardless, it did happen. But so red pill, it's more of like female nature and like I said, had to get girls. So one of their main philosophies is having a rotation, which is like having more than one girl, right? And you probably know Fresh and Fit. They kind of talk about how men can cheat and women can't cheat, right? And over there kind of starts my issues with the red pill. Keep in mind, I still consider myself red pill. I still kind of consider myself like a lot of these topics of red pill is pretty good. It's pretty important too, A lot of these topics kind of really, it's like how it puts you down the right path, but kind of and kind of not. It puts you down on the right path when it comes to self-improvement because it's teaching you how to better yourself to get to a goal. The goal here is getting good girls. But the goal itself is not a good goal, right? Having this whole, like, you're going to be more, like, some of the side effects, right, is like a whole pharmacy thing. Some of the side effects is you're going to be spending a lot of your brain energy trying to manage that rotation, trying to, actually do all these things. Like, I've had a rotation myself, right? It's not easy, man. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of energy and lots of like, I've done all of these like red pill things that are like pretty cool, but I haven't like gone all the way, right? I haven't had like crazy high body count, none of that stuff, right? I would say my body count is super, super low. Like, it's like not even like what you think is super low. It's like lower than that, right? So like this whole like, I feel like this whole idea of getting this rotation and focusing, like they say don't focus on girls, but it tends to focus on girls. You're giving all this energy towards girls, right? And some guys even go the other path where they start like hating women, right? Which is not good, but it's like one of the side effects for the red pill. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, a couple months I did too, right? Because it's like I've been lying my whole life. Obviously, I'm gonna get a little mad. They call it red pill rage in the community, right? And some other guys go the extreme, like complete extreme route, which is like the black pill. They think, oh shit, like, like genetics is the only thing that matters. Like chads are the only things that matter. See, I'll give you an example about myself. This is not me bragging. This is not me doing none of that. Right, my bad. I'm just putting something so that my page stays on. So I'm 6'4", curly hair, hazel eyes, and you can see I'm fairly good looking, right? Even me, I gotta still put in work. So the whole black pill thing it's not true, right? It's not just genetics. Because at my genetics, look, my frame's pretty huge too. No one has this like frame that's like brown. I generally see like a lot of people just don't like, have this frame at this height. There's select few. I have a couple friends that do, but it's not a lot, right? So this red pill really teaches you how to get women. It's more focused on that. It's supposed to be focused on like the truth of the world, but if you really look at it, it's more focused on that. So my issue stems from the degeneracy from it, right? Because there's bigger things in life than to focus on women, right? In my opinion, I don't know if it's God pill or like purple pill, but that's what I'm more leaning to, right? More leaning to like focus completely. Like I don't give a fraction of energy into that, right? But like still like, having this principles like hypergamy, like these are topics you should still learn. Maybe I'll make videos on them in the future. But hypergamy, like female nature, all this stuff is still important to know, but you shouldn't be using it yet. You should have like high standards, man. High standards. Use this breakup. I'm gonna get into like the 5 ways on how to like get over the breakup. But I feel like this is really important for the rest of the video, right? It just gives you the whole context. So I feel like this is really a lesson from God. Like don't like put yourself down, right? It happens sometimes, right? We're all human. We all make mistakes. But the important part is learning from your mistakes and getting back up once you make a mistake, right? That's the whole point of the whole self-improvement thing. So, I'll get into the 5 steps right now, and I'll give you some more context on how to move on, like what to do after you're done, right? That'll be the 5th step. So, okay, step number 1, no contact. So I feel like this is the most important step in moving on. If you see my videos, like I usually want to keep it, like my last video, the first step is the most important. From now on, I'm just going to keep it that way. First step is always going to be the most important. But all of them are equally as important, but if you don't do step 1, you can't do the rest of the steps. That's what I'm trying to say. So step 1 is no contact. So you might be asking, what is no contact? No contact is basically never talking to this girl or this guy ever again, right? Don't ever message them. Don't ever call them. Don't send that paragraph, right? If you really are about to send a paragraph, write it on a doc somewhere, right to your heart's content, and then just leave it there. Leave it there for a day or 2, and just let it go, man. Just come back and read it if you want, but you're gonna see how stupid it sounds, how lame it really looks, right? I've been in that same position, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'll give you context on my relationship. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I'll give you context throughout each step on how I did these things and where I learned, okay? So when I broke up with my ex, right, this is my first girl, right? I was deeply in love with her. She was my first everything, first kiss, everything, absolutely everything. So this girl, right, we were broken up for some time. I didn't see her. As soon as I saw her and saw her like having a life of her own, I know it sounds toxic, but she was doing her own thing. That kind of like put me like, damn, she's doing her own thing, right? I don't know what exactly it is. Maybe I need to like really figure out what it really was, but it was just something that snapped, and I was just like, damn, let me text her again or some shit like that, right? Every time I texted her, she made me feel like shit. I'm telling you this right now, bro. Texting her again, once she, like, it could be either you or her that made the decision. In my breakup, it was me that made the decision. That was because she was going to break up with me anyways if I didn't break up with her. And she might not admit it, but that's what it was, right? So I made the decision, but the mistake I made was going back and trying to see if it was possible that she changed her mind. Because keep in mind, she was as much likely to break up with me than I did with her, right? So like the first few months went by quickly, but as soon as like she started She started saying crazy things. I'm gonna say some of these things. I'm sorry if she's watching this, but I gotta say this because I believe in being honest, right? One of the things she said, she was like seeing you guys, right? And I was just watching the latest video of like Hamza, right? Not latest, but it was like one of those videos. It was talking about anxiety attached relationships, right? Some shit like that. And it makes sense. And I'm actually a lot like that, where it's like I get quite anxious, when it comes to these certain like relationships, because it just, something about it just gets to me. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's just like, she used to say that she was, like sleeping with this new guy, or like doing these certain new things, right? And I was just feeling like left out. It's more like that kind of FOMO, fear of missing out. I was just like, damn, man, like this is a girl that I love, and she's telling me about like what this guy is doing to her, and then she used to say, "Oh, nah, it's fake. I was lying." All of these things really mess with me. So I would say, just fellas, just avoid, or like girls too, you guys just avoid this whole step itself, right? Instead of going through what I went through, just no contact. Don't contact this girl ever again. I'm not gonna lie, started this year, January, I wasn't talking to her for a while. She had me blocked everywhere. It's a whole different story. Maybe I'll go into it in the future. But I was blocked everywhere, and I texted her, right? I was telling her literally how I felt, and sorry for treating her bad. And I'm pretty like genuine, like sincere person. Like I hate making people feel bad, and I was genuinely like thinking for a couple months, like, should I text her? Should I tell her like I felt bad for what I did, right? Because I did kind of an asshole move. I might as well just say it now. I kind of messaged her. This was some time ago, so just forgive me for this. But I kind of messaged her the new person she's seeing. I was like just chatting shit, right? So I did all of this, and then I just sent one message, and something just snapped at me. I'm like, all right, that's it. That's done. Do not send that paragraph though, bro. I'm telling you. What worked for me might not work for you, right? I don't recommend sending that paragraph. It's not worth the risk. I took a crazy ass risk, right? But regardless, what I did after was no contact, because then the no contact part, like, it doesn't matter what you did before. But once you see this, if you contact her, bro, just know I'm disappointed in you. I know you're disappointed in yourself, because you're watching all of this and you're hearing all this advice, but you're still not implementing it. And that is just a lack of discipline, right? So, no contact. That's the first step. Do not, like, if you're following her on social media still, like, you're not like me where she's blocked, just mute her profile. Do not go on her profile. Do not, like, if you really have to, bro, I'm going to talk about this, like, in the future. Like, this is step 3 too. Just do not go on her profile. No contact. Do not text. Do not call. Do not email. Do not go to her house. Do not see her. Do not say hi. None of this shit, okay? You're just not talking to this person ever in your life. You're going to promise me right here. You're going to leave a comment down below saying that, Shank, I'm not going to talk to this girl ever again. It's my promise to you, okay? You're going to let me down, and you're going to let yourself down if you break this promise. Put it in the comments so that people know. And whenever people ask you, do you mess again? You can be like, no, I have more discipline, right? Like, people follow up the comments. Like, reply to every comment that you see, asking if they, if you see this like couple days in the future, just ask them, did you keep your promise? It kind of keeps, I know it's not good for moving on, but there's no such thing as like really moving on, right? It's just their mind is going to be focused on new things. That's like the moving on. You're not going to just forget about it. Okay, step number 2. All of this is like pretty cliche, but you know the answer, bro. I'm just giving you the answers that you know. Like, it just works for me. It works for everyone. It's just doing them, man. Delete photos. I do mean it, bro. Even on my phone, I have photos like on Google Photos. That's okay, right? Delete them from your gallery. You shouldn't be seeing these photos every day. You shouldn't be seeing old text messages. You shouldn't be doing any of these things, right? You got to move on from the idea and do better things to your life. Deleting the photos is kind of like deleting like the memory, I guess, right? Even now in my drawer, I have notes that she's written to me. I'm just waiting for summer where I could just like put a campfire and burn these, right? Because I can't do that right now because it's too cold outside. And I don't want to light a fire in the winter. I don't know. It's just me thinking about it, right? But I do want to delete these. So you want to delete the photos and like those memories because those memories will live on in your brain, but you shouldn't have physical evidence of it because then you're more likely to go down this whole rabbit hole, and we want to prevent that from happening. So step 2 is delete photos. Step number 3, mute or block them. So I just talked about this now. So you can literally go, if you're following around Insta, you click mute story and mute posts, right? You click on you hold down on the story, it shows up on your like homepage, right? And on Snapchat you could do the same shit. On any social media you could do the same shit. Just mute them. If you really like, even if you mute them, you still go on their profile and just not look at the story, that's still wrong, bro. Then I would suggest, if they're private, like even if they're private, bro, if you might still like go on their page and shit, right? Instead, just block them, right? There's going to be a point in time where you'll go, like, in the future, you'll probably go on her page. Like, you're going to be living forever, right? You're going to be curious about what she's doing now or what he's doing now. So you'll probably go on their page, but you won't feel that sense of, like, damn, what is she doing? That's the feeling we're trying to get rid of. The what is she doing? Like, the fear of missing out. We're trying to get rid of that. So I would suggest mute or block them, right? I would suggest block them more than mute because, you know, but like this shit goes against red pill. But like blocking them will like kind of get rid of them completely. And you need to go through an extra step, which you're gonna probably stop yourself. You're probably gonna stop yourself from doing because it's an extra step, and you'll be like, damn, Shashank talked about this. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, right? So step number 4, I would say, is replace them. But not in the red pill way, where red pill tells you to replace them with women. Replace it with other habits that you're doing in your life. For example, if you're like the gym shit, right? When you're heartbroken, go to the gym, bro. Trust me. Like, if you're fat right now and you're heartbroken, go to the gym. If you're skinny and heartbroken, go to the gym. I'm telling you, you'll make the most gains you'll ever make, right? I want to get to a point where I'm shredded to make, or I might even just make it, man, to be honest. 'Cause I feel like my progress is pretty good in the gym. But, like, I would suggest just replacing, like, you had all this time that you're spending with them, just replace those times with more productive things, right? I would say everyone should be going to the gym, so that's the easiest thing to replace it with. You should replace it with that. But if you really don't want to go to the gym and you're just, like, doing your runs or whatever, I don't know what shit you're doing, but you gotta be healthy, man. But if you're, just replace it with your purpose, maybe, if anything, right? Just replace the time with something else. Keep your mind distracted. I know it sounds like stupid, right? When you're like distracted because you're not fully aware and stuff. But just like keep yourself distracted. Don't try to not think about a relationship for some time, right? The red pill thing is like find someone else, find a rotation, and do all of this extra shit, right? But don't do that shit. And also it tells you like to cheat if you get a new girl and stuff. I feel like for just select. I'm going to make another video about being selective, but select who you're really going to like have as your next girl. Keep this as like a thing to like higher your standards, right? You're going to be on self-improvement. You're doing all these videos. Like you're actually not watching these videos, right? You're watching these videos. So you need to really understand your value, understand what you're bringing to the table. And I'll do this, all right? Every video I'm going to make you do one action, one sort of journaling type thing, right? For this one, take out a sheet and on the top of the page, write my value, right? Right now, my value right now. And halfway through the page, leave some space about how much value you could write. Base it on how much you think you will have. And then write about my value in the future, okay? Ideally, your value in the future has to be more than your value right now, right? And write about all the values that you have right now, all the traits, what makes you how like a catch right now, right? And write about your goals of how much more of a catch you want to be. And the goal with this is not to like be like, oh shit, I can sleep around with like all these girls, right? The goal of this is how high is your value for your wife, right? You should really be thinking like dating and relationship should really be like for your wife and your kids, man. It shouldn't be something you just mess around with. The more you mess around right now, the more guys are gonna be literally like sleeping with your daughter, or it's like more girls sleeping with your son. Like they're gonna be the more degenerate you are, the more degenerate your kids are gonna be, right? So I want you to write your value right now and the value that you perceive yourself as being, let's say 5 years in the future, because that's like a good timeline. All right. This video is long as fuck. This is 20 minutes right now. My last video was just 20 minutes, but I got so much shit to say, you know? All right. So step number 5 are going to be the most important. All of these are important, but 1 and 5 are like, you got to do these if you really want to move on, man. Step number 5 is improve, right? It's to improve your way of life, improve everything that you're doing, improve how much money you're getting, improve what you're doing, improve your purpose, like whatever you want to do, man. Even if you're doing like, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing music, I'm doing like clothing, some other stuff, you know, I'm doing all these other aspects, but my bad, I just ate. But like, improve all the aspects of your life that you think needs improvement, right? And keep like follow the video that I saw before, right? The discipline thing, because that is where you want to focus your energy. You want to focus your energy into the discipline. Watch my other video talking about 5 ways to build and maintain discipline, right? So watch that video and just put your energy into that. In that video, I also talk about goal setting and time management, which is what is important for you to move on. Basically, the way you move on is you move on by doing things to replace that time, right? You don't want to be thinking about this person too. For me, obviously, you're not going to be like never thinking about this person. You're going to be thinking here and there, but the goal is for most of the time not to think, or when you do think, it does not hurt, right? That's how you really move on. Do not listen to those breakup songs, man. I went through the whole shit. I used to be listening to those J songs, right? Like Redemption and stuff, or like the old now songs. There's one like song called Over, or like Brown Boy, some shit like that. Like his old deleted songs, man. So I used to, you know, don't go through these phases. Just focus on self-improvement. Focus on yourself. I know you right now, man. I know you to your soul. You're not going to listen to what I'm saying right now. I bet you 100% you're going to send that text you're going to send, and you're going to do all these things. That's because you're not disciplined, man. That's what it really boils down to. Everything in life really boils down to discipline. And you know why you need discipline and where discipline is getting taught? In religion and God, right? I don't want to be that one religious preacher or some shit, right? Because I believe in Hinduism, but Hinduism's like, you shouldn't convert people. But really, the important aspect of life is really sticking to that religion, right? Because it gives you a set of values, it gives you a new way of looking at life, okay? That's like, even though it was made then, a lot of the stuff in religion, like certain things you cannot like incorporate to modern life, right? But a lot of the things you can. A lot of the things is exactly how it is right now. And there's a reason that they say like you shouldn't sleep with someone until you're married. That's because you get connected to that person, right? It's like you're just do not go that route. Please do not go that route where you're just being a degenerate. You want to be self-improving in every aspect, right? The whole dopamine detox thing, right? Hamza talks about it, and some other YouTubers also talk about it, like the Matt guy. I don't know his last name, Matt DeSosa, some shit like that. No disrespect to him, but yeah, he also talks about like this whole aspect of dopamine detox. So you want to do dopamine detox, but in all aspects in your life. You don't want to just do it on one aspect and leave out the rest. Okay, so step 5 is really to improve. I promise you, if you really like put in the work and really incorporate all these ways I'm telling you to do it, I promise you you're going to move on. There's no other way but to move on. and it comes from self-improvement and doing these things. All right, and I wrote this quote at the top here. I don't know if you can see it. This is my university, but see it right there. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. I think that was an Andrew Tate quote. Can't lie. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Value yourself, have high standards. My next video is going to be about having high standards. So watch that next one if you really want to watch it. And to continue off of this moving on, watch my last video, 5 ways to build and maintain discipline. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Improve yourself.